taking a break. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Embracing Change. I'm your host Nick, and to everybody who's new, I hope you love it here. Yeah, I know, I've been gone for a bit. To everybody who has been following Embracing Change, you would know that there's been some absence for about a month or so. And honestly, I've just been taking a break, and I know it's starting to feel like, situationship vibes where I disappear, then I come back and I'm like, baby, please listen to me, please. I've been going through it. Come on. But I promise that ends now. I'm back and I've missed you guys so much. I've missed having conversations with you and, getting into it with you guys. So, but yeah, let me know how you guys have been in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and, let's get into it. So, this episode is titled Let's Take a Break. And yeah, before we go any further, let's get into it. Oh, taking a break. Essentially, what I want to do with this episode is just sit down and have a chit chat with you about how I've been feeling about content creation, about the podcast, and what eventually led me to actually take a break and what led me to come back. If you remember the last episode I posted, go check it out if you haven't. It's called Where Do You Go to Find Yourself, right? So essentially at that time, I was really trying to figure out what I want Embracing Change to look like, how I want to express my creativity through this podcast and with all other types of content creation that I'm doing, right? All types of content that I'm making. And I was going through a phase where I wasn't really understanding myself and how to actually execute my vision for a lot of things that I'm trying to do, right? And I figured, okay, after that last episode, it wasn't really in the plan to say, okay, I'm going to drop episode 9 and then I'm going to take a break. That's not really what I plan to do. But I just found myself saying, okay, I'll post next week. Let me take 1 week off and see what happens. And we all know how dangerous that is. You take 1 week off, 1 week becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and then the next thing you know, you've been gone for a month. And it became hard to even come back because, like, okay, I've been gone for a month, and then when I come back, what do I do? What do I say? What do I want it to look like? What do I want to put out there into the world? And I think that was the main issue. The fact that I actually stayed away that long made it difficult for me to come back. But yeah, I'm back now, and a lot has happened since we last spoke. Your girl, first of all, has turned 21. Let's clap hands for the 21. Yeah, guys, I had my birthday last month and it was amazing. I went out with the girls and we had a good time, looked cute, celebrated the gift of life, and we can only thank God that we reached this important milestone, like you always feel, when you're young and you're seeing other people turn 21, because 21 is such a big age in the world, it means something, to get to the age of 21. So when you were young and you were seeing other people having their 21st birthdays and you were hearing, oh no, when you're 21, it's the real world now, it's the real world. And you're thinking, when am I going to get there, Because I always looked forward to being 21. I'm not going to lie. The sweet 16s and what, they were there sharp. There were important milestones as well. But 21 was always that age that I looked at and thought, I can't wait, So as I got closer to it, I started to feel a bit nervous, like, oh, I'm actually becoming an adult now, like an actual adult, because as much as we say 18, you're grown, 21 is a bit different, even the people around you, when you tell them I'm 21, it feels different. You feel different. Well, I'm still waiting to feel different, but yeah, I turned 21. It was beautiful, and I thank God for the gift of life, and I feel like it was not what I expected in terms of the whole Glorious 21 revelations. I thought I was going to wake up and have an epiphany and realize certain things that I have never realized in my life, But that's not how it happened. I think aging is such a beautiful thing and growth is such a beautiful thing. And sometimes it's not that you feel things in the moment like, okay, I'm 21 now. Tell me something. but it's you being able to look back and say, okay, when I was 20, when I was 19, the Nick then compared to the Nick now, what has changed, what has happened, and there's a lot to be grateful for. Yeah, let's talk about embracing adulthood. What does adulthood mean to you? What does being an adult mean to you? And this is something that I've been asking myself a lot recently. What does being an adult mean to you? What does being grown and all of that mean to you? And I think a big part of it is responsibility. Being a responsible person. What does it mean to be a responsible person? You know, when you're growing up and your parents are telling you that, no, you have to make responsible decisions now because you're getting older. You can't be behaving like a child. It's something we all hear. It's something we're all told. Hopefully, it's something we're all told, and I don't think it's really something we understand until we actually get to the point where we actually do need to be responsible. So I've been really thinking about that. Like, what does adulthood mean to me? What does responsibility mean? There's so many ways to go about it. There's so many meanings to derive from it. And for me, I think being responsible is about making decisions that allow you to show up as the best version of yourself more than anything. And a lot of decisions that we make, we don't really think about how they're going to affect us in the future, especially when we are young. So when you step into adulthood, when you step into being a grown up, you now kind of have to think about the consequences of your actions and what does this mean going forward. If I say yes to this now, is it going to affect me 6 months later or in the future? 6 months later or a year from now, you don't know how this decision is going to affect you, and you have to really think about things in that sense. Whether it's finances, whether it's the company you keep, whether it's decisions on your career, or even small things like what you choose to post on social media and blah blah blah. It's a lot to consider. It's a lot to consider because this is your life and you're the captain of the ship, and you have to make sure that you're steering in the right direction at all times. You cannot afford to crash. You cannot afford not to steer. You cannot afford to just be stagnant and sit there. So there's been a lot to think about. There's been a lot to embrace. But also something you realize as you become an adult with adulthood is that you have to make sure you are okay spiritually. I feel like in this world we live in, the spiritual aspect of things is not usually emphasized, especially when you're stepping into adulthood. Life is not easy. Everybody knows that. But the only way you can get through it, the only way you can actually be the adult you want to be, or you can actually find the strength to show up day to day, is if you keep a relationship with God. And in this break that I've had, is something that I've really, 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 really come to terms with and really accepted that no matter what happens, in order for me to survive being 21 and older, I have to have a relationship with God. And it's been beautiful connecting spiritually, the way I've connected. I love it. Yeah, before I forget, playlist of the week is coming back. I had stopped posting playlist of the week for a little bit because I felt like, I have to handle so much, and playlist of the week was like supposed to be something fun and everything. And when it came to making the post and making the actual playlist is not a problem. Like I stay listening to music even on this break. What I've actually been doing more than anything is getting onto some good music. So why not share that with my people, and use my people? So be on the lookout. Every week there'll be a playlist of the week. I promise. Even if it does not have an Instagram post or a YouTube post, the playlist will be available. So always make sure you check the link, press the link, or just save it, so you can always see when it's been updated, because it will always be updated. There will always be new music on the playlist, depending on what the mood is and what the episode that is coming up is talking about. So I hope you enjoy that as well, because I really enjoy sharing music, and that is a big part of what Embracing Change is. it's me sharing parts of myself, and a big part of who I am is music. So playlist of the week is back, guys. And yeah, enjoy the jams. And if you ever have any suggestions for songs that fit the theme or songs that you've been jamming to this week, please leave in the comment, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to check them out and add them to future playlists, if I'm rocking with them like that. But please, music is a big part of us, and it's so beautiful to share that with other people, to share that experience of what it means to you and the change it brings about in you with other people. So playlist of the week is back, guys. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this episode because I just wanted to explain where I've been and kind of give a little bit of an explanation of how life has been. And I'm back now, and you can be expecting Embracing Change is going to have a new episode weekly, and we're going to be consistent. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and I hope you liked the video. Share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because why are you not subscribing? I just poured my heart out to you and you're not subscribing. Just subscribe. Thank you. I'll appreciate that a lot. Yeah, keep a lookout for a new episode, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'm interested to hear any thoughts that you have on the episode, any suggestions you have on what you'd like to see going forward. And yeah, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay fresh. Until next time,